Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am Saman here, your grammar teacher. Today we are going to discuss about the teaching methodologies in our communication skills. I am going to tell you about some of the methods that you are going to use in your class, and through these methods you can make your class very effective. You can make your teaching very effective. So what is teaching? Teaching is basically the knowledge that you are having, you pass that knowledge to your students. So we are going to see that what are the teaching methodologies that we can apply in class to make our lessons more effective. Teaching method is the way that a teacher adopts to transmit contents to students is called a teaching method. The way in which teacher uses activities and learning objects for enhancement of learning according to objectives is called teaching method. So teaching method is the way you teach the student, the way you impart your knowledge to the student, that is called the teaching method. And there are a variety of teaching methods that you can adopt, but I'm just going to tell you some of the methods that you can adopt in primary to secondary level. These are the methods that you can go through and you can apply in your teaching methodologies. So the first method is the lecture method. Lecture method is the method in which the teacher first priorly she prepares her lecture and then she gives that lecture to the class. And here this is a one-sided method in which the teacher actively participate over here and the student passively listen to the teacher. So sometimes it becomes very boring that you cannot focus more than 10 or 15 minutes, and throughout 40 minutes you cannot give your attention to the teacher. So in most cases we have seen that the lecture method it becomes boring, but there are some techniques if you are going to use in that method. You can make your lecture method more effective. Like if you have to adopt the lecture method, definitely in the senior classes in universities or even in secondary level, at secondary level if you have to use the lecture method, what you are going to do, you have to keep two things in your mind. One is that after every 10 minutes you have to take a short break. You have to take the pause, just take breaks after every 10 minutes. And the second thing is that you have to engage the students. Whatever you are delivering, just ask the students whether they are understanding or not. Ask the questions from them by in time, because if you are just going to go through in a flow in a lecture method, then students are not going to pay attention. They will lose their attention in class. So the best thing is that if you have to adopt the lecture method, just ask the students that if they are understanding what is taught in the class, and just take the breaks after every 10 minutes. So that's how you can make your lecture method more effective. The next method is the reading strategies. Reading is a very important teaching methodology, because reading is something that if a student cannot read, he cannot learn anything. Why? Because when a paper comes in front of a student, if he is unable to read, he cannot solve the paper. So reading is very crucial, and for that you have to make each and every child come forward and read the unit. And for, let's suppose if you are having a student of 30 class or 40 class, it's not possible to have the reading of all the students in one class. So just make the groups, and every day one group is going to come forward and read the text. So that's how you can make him practice, because reading is very, very crucial. Reading makes the student more knowledgeable, and he's going to take interest in reading. So reading strategies are very important at primary level, and even in at Montessori level it is also very important, because a student, if he cannot read, he won't be able to move forward. So reading strategies are very important. The next one is audio-visual aids. Now audio-visual aids is different from the lecture method. Lecture method was in which the teacher delivers the lecture and she was active, but in audio-visual aids, now the students, they listen and they see in front of their eyes. When they see in front of the eyes, they learn more than the textbook. So for audio you can use the speakers or the Bluetooth, and for visual aids you can use the flashcards or multimedia. These are the things that can develop the interest of the students in the class. So audio visual aids are very important for the students. So in your lecture method, in your class methodologies, when you are teaching the class, you can use audio-visual aids to develop the interest of the students. The next is demonstration method of teaching. Demonstration method is very useful and very effective method, because in this method the teacher is going to tell the steps to the students, like step by step they have to perform the experiment. So she is going to demonstrate in front of the students step by step, and then she is going to allow the students to come forward and repeat all the steps that she has done. So this is called the demonstration method, in which the students, they copy whatever is told by the teacher, and they follow the footsteps of the teacher. So this is how the students, they also develop the interest in their class. The next is the very powerful method, and that is called the brainstorming and observation. This is the most effective method. Brainstorming is when you ask the students to open up their mind, to think, to come up with a variety of thoughts and visions. Like whenever you read a chapter, before coming to the chapter, before starting the content and the text, if there, and most probably there are pictures and images on the book, just ask the student that look at the picture and see what is going on, see what is happening, what will happen. Ask different questions from the students, and always encourage the student. Do not say this to, if the student come up with any answer, do not tell him that your answer is wrong, no, it's not possible. No, always encourage the student, because of his own imagination he is telling you the answer. So this is the best technique in which you activate the students' mind. Like students, they are going to use their brain. They are going to use their brain and see that what is there in the picture, what he can tell about the picture, and because of their creative minds or their creativity, they are going to come up with different thoughts and ideas. And the teacher, they should encourage this. This is very powerful technique. So whenever you are starting the content or the text, just ask the student to focus on the pictures and the images that are on the book, and they are going to tell you one or two lines about that picture. So that's how they are going to develop the interest. This is a very active method in which all the students will be involved. The teacher should make sure that the student who is sitting at the back, or the student who is not participating, just ask from that student that what do you think, that what is there in the picture, or what will happen, or what next is going to come, like this. They don't have to read the story for that. They are just going to tell about the picture, the imagery, the settings, or the weather, anything they can tell. And always the teacher should always encourage the student whatever they give the answer. Okay, this is called the brainstorming. Okay, the next is the experimenting method, which is the most favorite method of the students also, because when they perform the experiment in front of them, they learn more rather than reading the content, the text, and then grasp the knowledge. They grasp the knowledge more easily by by performing the experiment. For example, if you are teaching a science and you want to tell the students how the volcano erupts, now what you are going to do, instead of just reading the text and telling them that how the volcano works, just make a model of a volcano and perform an experiment over there. And when the students are going to see by themselves, when they are going to watch with their own eyes that how the volcano is erupted, how the lava is coming out, that's how they are going to learn more than just by reading the text. So that is called the experimenting method, and it is also very effective method of teaching. The next teaching method is the small group discussion. Now, small group discussion is very important for those students who are very shy, who are very introvert. They don't take part in discussion. So this is also very useful for them, because in small group discussion you are going to make the group of the students in class, and then you are going to then you are going to give one topic to each group, and each student is going to come up with his idea about that topic. And this technique also helps the students, especially the introvert students or the students who are very shy. They are going to open up their minds, because now one idea is of themselves, then they are going to see that what are the other ideas of the other students. This is going to broaden their vision. So small group discussions are very important, and each and every student is responsible for his topic, and the teacher should ask the students about the discussion about in the group. Each and every student should be given a chance to come forward and tell about that topic. So small group discussion is also one of the very effective methodology. The next, the most favorite part is the role playing. Role playing method is when you are teaching a story, you just give the characters to the student, and give the characters means that they themselves become that character, and then they perform in front of the class. Like you have read the story today, and then you are going to ask the student, you are going to give the characters to the students, and on the next day they have to come up with the, if they have the costume, they can wear the costumes, or they are going to learn the dialogues, and they are going to perform that whole story, whole play in front of the class. This will be the most interesting thing, because just by looking at the role playing, all the students in the class, they are going to learn more, and it's going to stay with them throughout the session, because they are going to enjoy the role playing. So role playing is a very effective method of teaching. And the last method is projects. Projects, like you have seen that in experiment, in demonstrative method, I told you that the teacher is going to perform the experiment step by step, and then she is going to ask the student to come forward and perform and follow the same steps. Then we have seen the experimenting method, in which the teacher is going to perform the experiment in front of the class, and the students are going to watch, and they are going to learn through the experiment. Now in project making, this is a method in which the students are going to play their part, because when the teacher is going to teach a lesson in the class, the students are asked to make a project of whatever they have learned. For example, they have learned about the solar system. Now the teacher the teacher told about all the solar system, what is included in it, the sun and the planets and everything. Now every student is going to make his own project, and each project is going to be different from everybody, is going to come up with a different idea. Like all the projects will not be same. Why? Because all the students are not same. They all have their own creative minds, so through their own creativity they are going to make the projects. And when they are going to make the projects with their own hands, with their own imagination and creative ideas, that's how they are going to learn more. So they don't have to cram the names of the 9 planets or what is there in the solar system. Just by making the projects, by involving themselves in the project, that's how they can learn more. So project making is also one of the very effective method of teaching. So these are all the methods of teaching that I told you. And there's a Chinese proverb, 1,000 teachers, 1,000 methods. So with this I want to tell you about that all these methods is not, it is not like that the student is going to adopt one method and she's going to take that method and follow so on. No, you can include all the methods in your one lecture. As it is said that variety is the spice of life. So if you are going to add more spice in your lesson, the more teaching methodologies that you are going to inculcate in your lessons, the more effective your lessons will be. So 1,000 teachers, 1,000 methods. Different teacher is going to take different methods. But I must tell you that if you are a teacher, you have to use the methodology. Just use all the methodologies. Like in one lecture you can use, in one class you can use the lecture method, you can use the role playing method, you can use the discussion, small group discussion method, you can use the experimenting method. So you can use all the methods in one class, so that you can make your lesson more effective, and the students are going to enjoy, and believe me, the teacher is also going to enjoy the lesson, because you are involved and the students are also involved in this case, and that's how you are going to enjoy the class. So these are the teaching methods. I hope they are going to help you out. So thank you so much.